Hey everyone, it's Christopher, Mono County Library Director and co-host of the Oxygen Starved podcast. And I'm back for Book Talk Friday with two great library books for you to check out. This time a couple of sweeping historical novels. The first is Mercury Pictures Presents by the award-winning author Anthony Marra. It just came out in August. In this story we meet young Maria Lagana, who by 1941 works at the struggling Hollywood studio Mercury Pictures as a producer and general fix-it person for the studio boss Artie Feldman. Artie is a vain, struggling man with multiple toupees, and he's being put on the hot seat before Congress for war propagandizing. And he relies on Maria to help him navigate difficult things, including getting controversial movies past the Hollywood censorship office. Flashing back, you learn Maria has picked up the knack for getting things past censors in her years of writing letters with her father, who is in a fascist prison camp in Mussolini's Italy. You also learn why her father ended up there and how Maria ended up emigrating to Hollywood with her mother years earlier. Now, this is a character-driven novel, and in my mind, Marra's greatest skill here is in building the epic cast of entertaining characters around Maria, her father, and her boss Artie that propel the story forward in funny, tragic, heartwarming ways. Marra sections the novel between those three protagonists, so you are transported between the working actor streets of Hollywood, the upper echelons of Hollywood's elite class, and the work camps of southern Italy, where Mussolini and the Nazis are taking turns crushing any Italian who dares to think for themselves out of existence. Now, listen, this book isn't going to win any Pulitzers anytime soon, but as an entertaining read, I found it like a Coen Brothers movie that uses crackling narrative, witty dialogue, and a rogues gallery of characters to shine a light on life's little and big injustices. Mercury Pictures Presents would make a good film adaptation for a movie studio, not unlike Mercury Pictures. And this brings me to my choice for the older title this week as we stay in Hollywood for Adriana Trigiani's All the Stars in Heavens. It came out in 2015. This is a novelization of the real life of Loretta Young, one of the most popular movie stars of the 1930s and 40s. Young was a staunch Catholic in a sea of Hollywood marriages, affairs, elopements, and divorces that fueled the gossip columns of the day. She attempted to maintain a position of moral integrity despite a habit for falling for her leading men, including a brief torrid affair with the very married Clark Gable during a movie shoot that resulted in a pregnancy. Knowing that the studio would pressure her into an abortion if she admitted it, Young and her family concocted a scheme to have the child in secret, pass it off to fosters for a while, and then adopt the little girl back after a suitable period of time. Hardly anyone was fooled, and furthermore, in real life, Young refused to admit the truth until well into her 80s, when she also proposed she had been a victim of date rape by Clark Gable. Trigiani's story is spun from the perspective of Alda Ducci, a nun and an Italian emigre who is kicked out of her convent to become Loretta Young's private secretary, where she quickly becomes indispensable. Described by one reviewer as radiant, thrilling, and as beguiling as Hollywood itself, Trigiani's novel expertly weaves a story that captures that glitz and glamour of the 1930s movie stars living very public lives while navigating very personal foibles in a book that became an immediate bestseller. This is All the Stars in the Heavens by Adriana Trigiani. This is Mercury Pictures Presents by Anthony Marra. Two great epic reads about old Hollywood. Come in and check these out from Mono County Libraries or find another great read. In the meantime, stay safe and happy reading.